A seismic shift in presidential power is on the horizon as the U.S. Supreme Court prepares to weigh in on a high-stakes legal battle with far-reaching implications. At the heart of the matter, whether President Donald Trump can legally dismiss a Federal Trade Commission FTC Commissioner, Rebecca Slaughter, despite a decades-old law designed to limit such unilateral authority. This isn't just a technical debate about bureaucracy. It's a direct challenge to the balance of power between the executive branch and Congress, and it could redefine how independent agencies operate for generations. But here's where it gets controversial. The court's decision might not just affect the FTC. Similar restrictions apply to a dozen other federal agencies, from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to the National Labor Relations Board. If the justices rule in favor of the president, they could be handing him a blueprint to override safeguards that were meant to insulate these agencies from political pressure. And this is the part most people miss. The legal showdown hinges on a 1935 Supreme Court case called Humphrey's Executor versus United States, which first established that presidents couldn't fire FTC members without cause. Now, the conservative majority court faces a choice: uphold that precedent or dismantle it, potentially reshaping the constitutional framework of federal governance. The stakes are already playing out in real time. On September 8th, Chief Justice John Roberts issued a temporary stay, allowing Trump to remove Slaughter from her post. 3 liberal justices, Elena Kagan chief among them, strongly opposed the move, arguing that the 1935 ruling remains binding until the court explicitly overturns it. Kagan's dissenting opinion was scathing, accusing the majority of enabling the president to seize control of agencies Congress never intended him to dominate. She warned that the court's recent pattern of granting emergency requests from the Trump administration is not just a procedural quirk, it's a systemic transfer of power from lawmakers to the White House, undermining the very concept of checks and balances. Critics are asking, is the court quietly rewriting the Constitution by prioritizing executive authority over legislative intent? Meanwhile, the legal battle has a twist. Even if Slaughter wins her argument that the firing was illegal, the court must still decide whether she has the right to keep her job in the interim. This secondary question adds another layer of complexity to an already volatile case. Oral arguments are set for December. Was the outcome likely to ripple across the entire federal bureaucracy? To put this into context, Trump has already attempted to purge other independent agencies of their staff. In March, he fired both Democratic-appointed FTC commissioners, Slaughter and Alvaro Bedoya, who later dropped his challenge. A federal judge ruled in July that the firings violated the 1935 precedent, a decision upheld by the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. Yet the Supreme Court's recent rulings suggest a growing skepticism toward the very existence of independent agencies. From the Consumer Product Safety Commission to the Federal Reserve, Trump's administration has pushed to assert control over bodies traditionally shielded from direct presidential influence. Some argue this is an aggressive, necessary reclamation of executive power under Article 2 of the Constitution. Others see it as a dangerous erosion of institutional independence, with the president wielding emergency powers to dismantle the federal government structure. And here's the kicker. This isn't just about Trump. The court's decision will set a legal standard for future presidents, regardless of party. If the justices side with the administration, they'll be giving every president a green light to bypass congressional mandates. If they uphold the status quo, they'll reaffirm that certain agencies are meant to operate beyond partisan reach. So, what do you think? Is the court protecting the Constitution by empowering the president? Or is it enabling a power grab that could destabilize the separation of powers? Share your thoughts below. This is one of those cases that's bound to spark heated debate, and we want to hear your take.